Halftime from Auburn Hills, Michigan. The Palace, home of the Pistons, and right now Detroit with the early lead. 47-43 over the Miami Heat. Our Fidelity first half statistics. Pistons came out shooting strong. Huge edge in the rebounding for Detroit. Meanwhile, Miami helping them stay close. Just the 2 turnovers through the first 2 quarters. Again, these 2 teams here in the East trying to get a better playoff positioning as we head down the final stretch of the regular season. Hi again, everyone, with Mark and Jeff. Mike Green on hand. We'll check in with Lisa in just a minute. Well, we were looking forward to Dwayne Wade. I hadn't seen him in person in a while. He has not disappointed, Mark.
Well, it's been outstanding on both ends of the floor. That entire first half kept his team in the ball game, which is not unusual for Dwayne Wade. What you love most about him is his activeness on both ends of the floor.
And he is part of our Bud Light freeze frame.
And it's so crucial. You talk about defensively. Recognize where he is at all times. Head is up, alert in the passing lane. Good job of seeing the passer. Recognize the quarterback. You telegraph the pass. He's in the lane's ability to finish in transition as good as anybody. How about on the offensive end? Head up, help comes quick. Deliver the basketball. Be a willing passer time and time again. Head up, aware of where the pass is being made. Gets the deflection, shot block without the contest, and then on the other end, fast break. You don't have the ability to finish. Find the open man. Time and time again, it's been the Dwayne Wade show.
Leading the way for Detroit, though, has been Rodney Stuckey.
15 points, 6 of 9 shooting, and he got it in a variety of ways. Taking it to the rim, a little leaner here, and the ability to balance up and knock in the jump shot. The only negative for Stuckey in the first half was 4 turnovers.
And again, Stuckey's had to pick up the scoring slack because of no Rip Hamilton missing his 4th straight game, and Iverson and Rasheed Wallace still not returning. Of course, Wade's been doing it night in and night out as he leads the NBA in scoring. He's had a couple of good games against the Pistons as well earlier this season, doing it again this afternoon. As right now we check in with Lisa.
Well, Mike, I was talking to assistant Bob McAdoo for the Heat, and he said, look, we just got our behinds kicked in that first half on the boards. They're playing more physically than we are, showing much more desperation. And then I asked him, I said, Coach, you know, no disrespect to the Pistons players, but shouldn't a healthy Heat team be beating or dominating a depleted Pistons team? And he said, exactly, that's the way I think. I look at them and I see that they are down 3 starters, but their players are stepping up and we're not affecting them on defense. They're shooting 53% from the field. He said that's been the key for us in this losing streak that we're on these last 3 games. Everybody has shot over 50% from the field against us, and we're trying to harp on our guys that it's got to come down to the defense. Mike?
And Lisa, this is a very important game. Right now the Heat's in the 5th spot in the East. They're only 2 ahead of Detroit in the 7th. So obviously if the Pistons win, they're only 1 back. And if the Pistons win today, they'd have a 2-1 edge against Miami in case there was any kind of tiebreaker. There you see it once again. Miami's hoping to catch Atlanta. Atlanta finally lost last night. But there's a lot of jockeying for position in that Eastern Conference, and certainly at the bottom, not only just with Cleveland, Boston, and Orlando.
Well, if Detroit can move up to 6th, 5th, 4th, probably not 4th, obviously, but 6th or 5th, they can win any first-round series. I don't think they could beat a healthy Boston or a healthy Cleveland in the first round, but anybody else they could beat.
They're 1-2 against Cleveland, and they're 1-3 against Boston. They're finished with Boston. These 2 teams play the final game of the regular season, Miami and Detroit. That game down to Miami.
But I would disagree with Bob McAdoo on this. I'm not sure the Heat healthy are any better than this Piston team that's out there right now. I think the rebounding is deplorable. To not get 1 second shot, your guards not to get 1 rebound, your starting guards, that you can get on. And their defense has been very average all year. But I think this Heat team has overachieved for the level of talent that they put on the floor every night.
The team's 4 games over 500. Flalo has it stripped. Chalmers with good hands. Finding, and Moon right back inside. Wade brings it back out.
Well, the reason why I say the Heat are a better basketball team is because they have a home run hitter in the middle of their lineup. They have Dwayne Wade, and the Pistons don't. So therefore, I give the Heat the edge.
You're going through a little baseball withdrawal. The baseball analogies have been picking up as spring training has continued.
What, is something wrong with that?
No, you love baseball. I like that.
Man, this guy is edgy.
There's no
I'm not just limited to basketball. This is life, my friend.
No, I'm just making a point.
He's a front runner in baseball too. He's with the Yankees. when they're going good. Then he's with the Dodgers last year. He just hops all over the place.
You know, he's attacking you. I'm just making a point.
No, I'm fair but firm. And speaking of fair but firm, I have 2 points to make. One, you jinxed Arizona State. They're out of the tournament, my friend. They are not in the Final Four. They've been eliminated. Second thing, a little memo to Cameron Diaz. In first class with my guy Mike Breen last week, he stops, waits until they land, and then he asks for an autograph for his precious daughter, who's a big fan. Cameron Diaz says, "Tell her I said hello, but I can't sign because then I'd have to sign for everybody." Are you kidding me? You're better than that, Cameron Diaz.
I was dissed.
I turned off her movie Holiday on TBS last night just because, in protest.
You owe my guy Mike Breen an autograph.
A picture
For his daughter.
She was nice in her rejection as Kwame Brown gets fouled and is crashing down low. And Brown will go to the line.
Now I have a you're better than that, Jermaine O'Neal. I have not seen Kwame Brown beat somebody off the dribble from the top of the key since he's been in the NBA.
Shooting 2 for Detroit.
Well, Brown, as we mentioned earlier, the first half, that #1 overall pick didn't work out in his 4 years with the Wizards, then played 2.5 with the Lakers, a half year with Memphis. Signed just a 2-year deal here in Detroit. This is his first year with the Pistons.
I mean, you're just not. Listen, if I'm Dwayne Wade and I'm talking leadership right now, I'm reading my guys the riot act. That first half, Jermaine O'Neal, 1 rebound, no offensive rebounds for the whole team. I'd be on myself, too, if I was Dwayne Wade for not having a rebound. And then getting beat off the dribble like they are right now. If you want to win, you got to take care of that part of the game.
And Spoelstra was talking about that. It's been a problem on the road for this team, especially on the road. O'Neal trying to go back at Kwame Brown. Picks it out. Shot clock down to 5. Wade, 1 dribble, tough shot. Flalo played him well.
And one of my problems with Miami Heat, you get the sense that other guys on the floor are basically saying with their body language and the way that they play, hey, Dwayne Wade will bail us out if Stuckey hits the runner. No, effort, energy, and passion will bail you out, and then Dwayne Wade is a luxury.
To come out in the second half like they've started this second half, if you want to win it, if you want to get that 5th seed or that 4th seed, this is not the way to go about it.
O'Neal inside. McDyess blocked the first one, contests the second one. Kwame Brown the rebound. And here comes Stuckey. Stuckey on the drive, right at Chalmers, draws the foul and puts it in. Beautiful move from Rodney Stuckey. And a lead up to 8 for Detroit. And Eric Spoelstra not happy with the way his team has come out to begin the third. 6 straight points. Stuckey now with 19 for the game. The young man in just his 2nd year in the NBA, having a strong afternoon against the Miami Heat.
You can see the similarities, what we talked about. This guy is stuck on his answer, but Rodney Stuckey having his way, no question about it. He is a thriller.
The Pistons lead the Heat here early in the 3rd quarter. It's been a difficult stretch for the Pistons organization. Of course, just recently, March 13th, the week ago last Friday, Bill Davidson, the longtime owner of the Pistons, passed away. And before the game today, a nice moment as Davidson's widow, Karen, was sitting courtside, was greeted by a number of the players. In fact, the entire team right before the game. Bill Davidson, obviously so important to the NBA, but more important to the Detroit community for all he did. And the banner hanging up there. So it's been a difficult time in the organization, certainly not only for the late Mr. D, as he was affectionately known, but also with Chuck Daly. We continue to send our best wishes to the former Pistons coach who's battling cancer down in Florida right now. Talked to Matty Dobek, the longtime vice president of public relations, one of the good guys in the NBA, who was very close with Chuck and visited him and said Chuck's hanging in there. He's fighting as hard as he can. And just let him know we're all behind him and wishing him nothing but the best. Back to action here in the 3rd. Heat trying to get back in, but a slow start to the 3rd. Moon, that's a 3-pointer. Won't go. And a loose ball foul. It's going to go against Miami. Stephen Curry. Hasn't been an easy year for him to take over a team that last year won 59 games, but this year Joe Dumars decided to change the dynamic with the Chauncey Billups trade.
Well, one of the reasons they've had great success in the past is because of their durability. They rarely had injuries, and this year they've been banged up, more than usual. But really, that's no excuse. They have just not played good basketball this year, particularly offensively.
On a consistent basis, again, like we talked about Miami, there's been occasional strong wins and nice play, but not on a consistent basis as Wade got hit, got a follow up in the air, and then Dwayne Wade will go back to the line.
The difference to me between the teams, though, is Detroit has still the remnants of a championship caliber roster. They really do. They have one of the great players of all time in Allen Iverson. They have a great 2 in Rip Hamilton, a very strong 3 in Prince, very good front court depth, a young point guard in Stuckey. So they have the pieces to be better than they are. Where Miami, to me, even with the great Dwayne Wade, they couldn't have more wins than they have right now.
Well, one of the reasons Dumars made the trade is obviously financial, because Billups' contract longer, Iverson comes off the books, as does Rasheed Wallace. But also, there was a feeling that this team had run its course, that they could not contend for a championship, and therefore had to retool maybe a year too early as opposed to a year too late.
Well, I don't doubt that it was financial. To me, they made it to open up cap room to try to get a preeminent free agent. But their team would have, with Billups, to me, would have been in the hunt for the Eastern Conference Championship and been the 3rd seed.
And there you see Iverson and Wallace, also Walter Herman coming off the cap. So they'll have a lot of money to spend this summer. Of course, it's a 2010 summer where more of the big names should be available.
Well, the good news for Joe Dumars and the Detroit Pistons is you take a look, and they are not that far away.
Beautiful block from O'Neal. Inside pass to Moon. Moon counting and a foul. And Moon able to put it in after the nice defensive play from O'Neal. The 2 former Raptors teaming up on that sequence. And Moon's an interesting guy. As you'll see, O'Neal starting down the other end. Moon able to finish on this side. Moon's 28 years old. He's from Goodwater, Alabama. Went 1 year to community college, wasn't drafted, and then his journey began. Every possible minor league this kid played in: D-League, CBA, ABA, WABA, or the WBA, I should say, as Prince has it, throws it down to Kwame Brown. McDyess knocks it down. And Moon even played for the Harlem Globetrotters for a year, so he's bounced all around. Last year, finally got a chance to play in the NBA and did pretty well for the Toronto Raptors. And now starting for Miami since the trade.
And he's one of those guys that has played much better at home than he has on the road. And that's normal for a young player. It takes special players to be able to produce as well on the road as it does at home.
It really takes a mentality. You have to understand in this league, playing on the road in somebody else's building, you're not running into the Washington Generals. You have to be ready.
No more Generals. Ball deflected. Nice play from Aflalo. Talk about perseverance. That's Jamario Moon. I mean, he played every possible minor league. Prince to the basket, flips it up, won't go. McDyess trying to keep it alive, but Chalmers comes out. Here's Wade. Nice feed to Haslam. Pretty setup for Wade for his 4th assist.
Outstanding read by Dwayne Wade. If you don't close the gap, he's going to get to the rim. If you do, he's a willing passer, puts it on point for Haslam.
Stuckey. Moon trying to pick up the charge. Aflalo blocked, and there's Moon, goes diving into the first row after getting the rejection, his 2nd block.
And that's probably their best possession defensively. Udonis Haslam closes out the Prince, doesn't jump, and then Moon doesn't give up on the play. Your job is to get the weak side, blocks the shot of a foul.
Nothing like a courtside seat to be a part of NBA action. Stuckey lost it. Here's Kwame Brown diving on it. It's going to be a loose ball foul against Chalmers. Brown a little shaken up on the play. So Chalmers picks up his 4th, so he's going to come out. Luther Head back in.
I didn't see a foul on that loose ball.
Usually when the ball's alive on the ground like that, everything goes. So free throws already in the penalty with 6:26 remaining here in this 3rd quarter. Let's take a look. That's usually when they let go.
That's a bad call right there.
Yeah, nobody really has possession on that. So Chalmers picks up his 4th on the ball, and he'll sit down for a while.
And as we talked about before, now it shifts Dwayne Wade basically to be playing the point guard position, which isn't bad. He did that his rookie year very effectively, but it's easier to focus in on him defensively.
I think a Flower got a piece of it. Nice defensive play. Quickly down the other end is the Pistons, and a hard block as the Flower got hit in the head by Haslam. More free throws coming up for Detroit. They call a foul on Luther Head. So Head picks up his 1st. Wade's already got fouled down the other end. And the Flower goes to the line. We'll remind you, NBA League Pass broadband race to the playoffs offer now available for less than $20. Stop missing games. Log on to NBA.com to sign up today.
You can't reprimand our fans like that. I mean, you see how we went at the fans stop it? It's like, it's free choice. They're going to watch.
Well, you're misinterpreting my emphatic stop missing games.
And I don't think they saw you point at them either.
Right, I mean, that was like, wow.
Wake up and stop missing games. Waiting up the drive, gets inside, throws it back out to O'Neal. Ball nearly tipped. McDyess trying to fight. McDyess with the save. Oh, great hustle from McDyess. Prince down the other end. Pistons by 9. Lob inside. Wade able to poke that away. And here comes Luther Head. Every time it looks like the Pistons might pull away a bit, come right back. Wade for 3. It's good. Dwayne Wade has added the 3 to his game, shooting much more than he's ever had this season.
And when you watch him shoot the ball, his balance is so good. He sticks his landing. He goes up in one spot. He lands in a spot. Balance is often an overlooked aspect of the fundamentals of shooting.
Prince tied up. That's the first 3-pointer by either team. They haven't taken a lot as McDyess drills the jumper. 12.7 boards for McDyess.
I was reading where McDyess says he wants to play at least 2 more years, and he certainly has that and more in his tank. Watching him play, he plays the game with such ease.
He said it took him a while to get used to the extra minutes that he's been playing this year, but now he feels just great. And a blocking foul call on Kwame Brown.
Well, this is poor transition defense by the Pistons because they leave Dwayne Wade unaccounted for. But this is the stroke. Good balance, good stroke. You couldn't see his landing, but boom, up and down in the same spot. This is a much improved jump shot. His head is still. That is better than Pau Gasol from last week. Let me tell you that, Mark Jackson.
Wait a minute, did you just say boom? That's a John Madden impression. Boom.
Did I say boom?
Yeah, you said boom.
I'm saying don't isolate Jermaine O'Neal anymore against Kwame Brown. He's not getting good looks. Move it, pick and roll with Dwayne Wade. That's your best chance.
Boom for 3. That's good. Couple of 3-pointers, first of the game. And Miami back within 5 with 4.5 to play in the 3rd.
If I didn't know any better, I would think that you were a shooter at some point in your life. The way you just broke down Dwayne Wade's jump shot.
You don't have to be able to do it to see it. And I've proved that many times. If I just had talent, I would have been a good player.
Bynum is back in for Detroit. Prince backing down Moon. He's felt comfortable doing that all afternoon. And he's in double figures.
And if you're Mario Moon, you have to say, okay, you've had enough, Tayshaun Prince. Basically, you're going at me. I have to step up on the defensive end and force you into a missed shot.
Oh, he knocks it down, felt the contact, throw it up on the rim, and a chance for another 3-point play. Again, the hard drive and the contact right away.
Well, just being able to accept the contact, balance up, and shoot off the wrong foot when he heard the whistle.
Wade missed Wednesday's game with a sore hip, and then played 39 minutes on Friday night against the Nets. That miss against Wednesday, first miss of the season. He really wanted to play all 82 this year. He's got his team within 4.
And if I'm Eric Spoelstra, I'm running that stem machine myself up in Dwayne Wade's room on the road to try to get him healthy.
He's back in that zone again.
And like Mark said earlier, I like this move for them. It takes advantage of the Pistons' lack of perimeter shooting.
Pistons 51% from the field for the game, but 0 for 7 from downtown. Bynum kicks it out. Good open look for a Flalo. That's their first three-pointer. And Detroit back up by 7.
Well, and that's Miami's greatest defensive weakness, is their ability to cover the three-point line. And it's Detroit's greatest defensive strength is to limit the three-point shot.
Miami 29th in the league in defending the three. Wade again, his second three-pointer. He's lighting it up now. 27 for Wade, having a big quarter. 10 already here in the third.
What are you going to do to defend this young man?
I'm trapping him. I'm going to trap him.
Yeah, you can't live with one guy defending him. And Michael Curry before the game said, hey, there's going to come a point where we're going to hit him, basically trap him at half court and get the ball out of his hand.
Foul. Moon a little frustrated trying to defend Tayshaun Prince one-on-one, as we'll have a timeout.
You're going to trap him, Michael Curry. Well, guess what? Now's a good time. Get the ball out of this man's hand. Time and time again, it's been the Dwayne Wade show, and I agree. I was disappointed in the Dominican Republic. Very disappointed.
Wow, they lost. Didn't they lose to the Netherlands
Twice, yes.
You can say once, not twice. You have all those major leaguers. I think the Netherlands had 2 major leaguers who ever played. That's like a D-League team coming in and beating the Boston Celtics 2 games in a row.
You're right about that.
You guys analyzed the college basketball game this year. You going to do a baseball game this summer?
Oh, I'd love to. I just want to say, you know, filthy slider. I like that word, filthy. Yeah.
Only it's a 6-point game, 2.5 to play in the third. Wade. Little touch foul, but can't do that on the perimeter. Aflalo's picked up his 4th. Michael Curry very upset with Tony Brothers. Aflalo's frustrated. And Wade drawing that foul. Both teams in the penalty.
Rules say you can't put your hands on them.
Yeah, but how often does that happen in an NBA game?
Right in front of Brothers, though.
No, but you're allowed to touch and then take it off. Touch and take it off. You know, this whole idea that there's no touch, if you called that foul, it'd be a free throw shooting contest. And I'm not saying Tony Brothers is mistaken, because that's what they're supposed to call. I'm just saying, to me, there has to be a little bit of, like, decision-making. That had no impact on the play.
Meanwhile, Wade, you see his numbers. He's got 11 in the third quarter. Fourth quarter's his big quarter. He's second in the NBA in fourth quarter points behind Danny Granger. So he's having a huge third. Aflalo sits down with his 4th foul.
And I'd be frustrated if I was a foul also. I'd basically say, give me a chance to defend this guy.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the third. Here's Bynum. Bynum on the drive, gets inside, knocked down, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's just a bad foul. You cannot foul recklessly in this league. And to me, Bynum allowing him to get to his right hand is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, you have one of the great shot blockers in Jermaine O'Neal coming over to give help. You've got to trust your help when you get broken down and make guys make versus put them to the line needlessly.
Free throw shooting superb for Detroit. 15 of 16 from the line. That's good for 94%. Free throw shooting across the board this year in the NBA. There's a chance they've had the chance to set a record for the league season average. 6-point game, 2 minutes to play here in the third. James Jones, Michael Beasley back in for Miami. Wade, not that time. Maxwell the rebound.
And Detroit went to a 2-3 zone to try to minimize the Dwayne Wade pick and roll.
Wade bodies right up on Stuckey. Stuckey on a drive. Nice feed. Maxwell blocked from behind. Luther Head with a nice deflection.
Not on my watch, Luther Head said.
O'Neal inside. Wade, quick layup. He's got 13 in the period. And once again, it's back to 4. NBA's leading scorer has 31. Bynum throws it back out. There's Bynum. Herman up top. Stuckey now fires away. Throws up a brick. Stuckey wasn't ready when the ball came to him top of the key. As Wade drives, shoots, and fouled again. Michael Curry is very upset. He's feeling Wade's getting some calls that he shouldn't be.
Well, you can basically make that point on one play. That's the touch foul with the hand. Other than that, there's contact. Dwayne Wade has his foot on the gas pedal, attacking the defense. That's contact there. No question about it. He should be going to the line. The correct call was made.
Wade, by the way, just recently became the Heat's all-time leading scorer. You see his numbers each quarter. Since the All-Star break, he's averaging 35 a game. But as you guys have been talking all along, it's not just the scoring. He's averaging almost 10 assists a game since the break. You see his three-point shooting, which has never been a big part of his game. All of a sudden it is. And that's just offensive numbers. His defense between the steals, blocks, and setting the tempo defensively have been huge. And a couple of missed free throws.
And the question for Eric Spoelstra at the end of the quarter is, do you give him a rest and play the unit that dug you a hole, or do you play him the rest of the way?
And if I'm Eric Spoelstra, I do give him a rest, but that rest between the third and fourth quarter. Get ready to get back in the ball game.
Wade, Stuckey to the basket, can't finish. Maxwell on the foul. Pistons back up by 6 as we wind down the third. Again, Wade having to play the point. Chalmers has 4 fouls. The rookie point guard. Beasley wants it. Shoots. McDyess, another rebound, his 9th. We'll hear from Piston coach Michael Curry. Lucy Salters will chat with him between periods. It's his team trying to win without some key guys. No Hamilton, no Wallace, no Iverson this afternoon. Shot clock is turned off. Bynum on the drive, stripped by Luther Head. It's still going to be Pistons ball with 1.1 remaining.
That's a tough matchup for Luther Head, one-on-one with no help. Good job of staying in front of Bynum, understanding what he was trying to do. So this time paying attention to detail, sends him to his left hand, and then stays there. Good active hands. That's solid defense by Luther Head.
Curry's saying, wait a minute, you're calling the fouls down the other end. You need to call that as well.
That was not a foul.
No, absolutely. Which is good defense. Inside Bynum, gets it off, won't count, and that will end the third period. Wade had the last 10 points for Miami, 14 of his 31 in the period, but his team's still trailing. Rodney Stuckey having a strong game. And with 3 quarters complete, Pistons by 6. This presentation of the NBA on ABC continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Michael, Dwayne Wade having a big third quarter. With the game this close, how do you defend him going down the stretch?
Well, hopefully we can defend without putting him on the free throw line. I thought we've done a pretty good job. He's made some jumpers this quarter, but we just got to continue to be aggressive on him. Keep being aggressive on the other end. If we keep them on their heels, keep attacking them. If we're going to call touch fouls on this end, we should get them on that end too. And if we do that, we're going to be fine.
And like you said, he's been getting to the free throw line, getting a lot of calls. We see you talking to the officials. What are you telling them?
I just want whatever they're calling. If you use your hands, it's a foul. Then they got to use their hands on Stuckey and Tayshaun, and we'll bind them as well. If you're going to let them play through it, then let us play through it. That's it.
All right. right, thanks for your time.
All right.
Mike.
All right, Lisa, Dwayne Wade, one of the very best at drawing fouls and getting to the line. And he's doing it here this afternoon. 10 trips to the line, but his team's still down by 6 as we open up the fourth. Will Bynum, Rodney Stuckey, Jason Maxiell, and Tony McDyess and Walter Herman out there as the Pistons turn it over. Chalmers back in the game at the point with the 4 fouls, the rookie point guard for Miami.
No, Michael Curry makes a good point, though. What you want on any level is for the refereeing to be consistent. If you're going to call it one way, you want it to be called the same exact way on the other end.
But I think the referees in this game have been consistent. I don't think, except for that one call, that Wade has been given undue free throws. But I think every coach in their mind has it that sometimes the game is officiated by who's involved in a certain play rather than just the play itself. Now, referees would dispute that. They say they referee the play, not the name. I'm not sure I always agree with that.
McDyess jump shot won't go. Meanwhile, Wade, you guys wondered, he does start the fourth quarter on the bench. Beasley's field goal last time down, his first of the game. Chalmers up top the head.
But I like this adjustment by Eric Spoelstra in not putting James Jones as Stuckey. Great anticipation. Steal.
Stuckey with 22.
Playing one less guy in his rotation this half, not playing Daquan Cook. Keeping it to a manageable number of 9.
Chalmers to the basket. Oh, tried to throw it down. Maxiell greeted him. And then a loose ball foul called on Beasley. Eric Spoelstra said should be a jump ball. Chalmers, good move, just couldn't finish.
This is how you attack the rim. Mario Chalmers, operation success, the patient died. How about the contest by Maxiell?
See, I think on that one, Maxiell fouled him.
I thought he was straight up. I thought that was a good no call.
Bynum on the drive. McDyess. Bynum kicks it out. Herman for 3. Beasley comes flying in for the rebound.
This Heat group on the floor, Michael Beasley has to look to be more aggressive offensively. No Dwayne Wade on the floor. He's a guy that can carry the offense.
Well, he hit his first shot of the period. Drives on McDyess inside. Stripped by McDyess. Luther head. Wild shot. Draws the foul. Stuckey with his 3rd. He'll head to the line. Stuckey now talking to Zach Zarba. Tonight, Cavs and Nets on NBA TV, part of our calendar. And Tuesday, TNT, Pistons and Bulls from Chicago, Houston and Utah, second game of the doubleheader. And next Sunday on ABC, coverage begins at 12:30. We'll be in Cleveland as the Cavaliers trying to sew up that top spot in the East and perhaps the entire NBA. They host the Mavericks, who are trying to hang on to that final spot in the West. 4-point game again. Bynum on the drive. Hard foul. McGlory knocks him down. Bynum's like a fire hydrant. He's going to go to the line.
To me, Mario Chalmers has great anticipation defensively, but getting beat off the dribble by Will Bynum consistently, you're not playing good defense. You're shading Tayshaun Prince instead of guarding the ball. And Jamal McGlory never known to give touch fouls. Put Bynum on the ground, but you got to guard the ball better. You have no chance defensively in this league if you can't keep the ball out of the paint better than Miami has done so far today with their guards.
So Bynum was at the line. Converts on a couple of free throws. Again, had his best game of his brief NBA career Friday night with a career high 22. Puts the Pistons back up by 6. 2.5 gone by here in the fourth. Chalmers, the floater. Nice move, Mario Chalmers. Just his 2nd field goal. He's been in foul trouble as Wade gets hit to come back in.
This guy doesn't play like a rookie point guard. Future's awfully bright for Mario Chalmers. Certainly struggles at times defensively with gambling so much, but he is a stud at the point guard position.
Prince short. Ball batted away. Maxiell. Good hustle once again.
But much better defense by Moon right there, keeping Prince out of the middle of the floor and away from his left hand.
Final misses. Maxiell up and foul. 5th offensive rebound of the game for Jason Maxiell. And we'll have a timeout. Maxiell will go to the line. Dwayne Wade and the Heat trying to snap this road losing streak. They're down 4. Detroit free throws when we come back.
You know, I'm thinking about something.
Here we go.
No,
This is dangerous.
no, I'm sure you would agree with this. Maxiell bricks a foul shot. And I'm coaching. My guys are not going to be online at halftime. It's not going to be no Twitter, tweet, whatever you want to call it. That's not going to happen. That's inexcusable.
Well, you know what? I think, and Charlie Villanueva did it a week ago, and I think O'Neal just did it for Phoenix. I think what you have to say as a coach is we never want to give the impression that we're not serious about our job. And the average fan is going to think like, you mean you're thinking about blogging at halftime as Moon knocks down a 3? You're thinking about blogging at halftime versus second half adjustments? And I have no idea if it impacts the game, but I think it just looks bad.
There's a couple of players you mentioned just making news because of that. We live in a different world. Bynum, with shot clock at 7, splits the defenders, back up top to Prince. Shot clock at 3, Prince, extra pass, shot clock at 1, won't go. And Beasley the rebound. The Pistons have led this entire game. Wade, offensive foul, great positioning from Tayshaun Prince to draw the charge. And for Dwayne Wade, that's his 3rd foul.
I thought that's an excellent call by Tony Brothers. And that's a hard guy to defend in transition. Probably second hardest with the ball with a head of steam other than LeBron James.
Bynum in and out. And Moon the rebound. Again, that Prince, you can be moving and still draw the charge. As Wade sets it up, Prince on Wade again. Moon's hit some 3-pointers. Moon this time on the drive. Scoop layup, gets it to go. And the Heat have tied the game at 78. They have never led, but have come back from 11 down in the first half, from 9 down in the second half. They have 12 wins this year in games they trailed by double figures.
Great job by Moon, changing it up to front. Prince in the post.
Bynum, ball swatted away by McClure, and it's still going to be Pistons ball. Good hustle from both players. Excellent help defense here, Mark.
Oh, this is big-time defense. Getting beat in penetrations. Jamal McClure has given Eric Spoelstra and Heat solid minutes. And then how about this? The fake 3-point shot attempt and the blow-by. Moon gets by Herman. Uncontested lane. Got to play defense, better defense to close out the ball.
Now they've given him a new 24.
Scott Foster thought McClure had control. Again, I disagree with that. When it's one hand, there's no control.
Pistons get a break with that. Bynum drives, lots of contact. McDyess inside. Boy, Bynum, he's not afraid to bang down low. Tough shot won't go. Maxiell, his 6th offensive rebound. He is just a bear, and a technical foul called on the bench. And Eric Spoelstra. Spoelstra really felt that they should have kept the shot clock where it was, which was down to its final seconds.
I'm going to say this, and you guys know how I feel about Zach Zarba as an official. A coach deserves the chance to have an emotional reaction to his team getting pounded on the board. And I just think right there, you got to make sure you don't want to impact the game by giving an unnecessary technical foul.
Agree 100%, but you don't know what he said.
You're correct.
You haven't said that in a long time to me.
You're correct on that as well.
McDyess, line drive. 14 points, 10 rebounds for Antonio McDyess. Pistons back up 3.
But I hear throughout this game right here, players going at the officials, saying things that aren't technical fouls as Wade mishandles the ball.
Aflalo, nice move from Aflalo with 3 Heat players surrounding him, and Miami needs a timeout. Aaron Aflalo, in just his 5th start this season, playing in place of the injured Rip Hamilton, with a big bucket right here to give the Pistons some breathing room.
Well, unforced turnovers will always hurt you. That time, Chalmers with a bad pass, Wade with a bad catch, but Afala with a great finish at the rim. Pistons up 5.
Here at the Palace of Auburn Hills, the Pistons led by as many as 11. He came back to tie it here in the 4th, but Detroit taking the ball strong to the basket.
And it's been a tough afternoon for Mario Chalmers defensively, not getting back, reacting to his man. How about one-on-one? No contest. Allow Tayshaun Prince to get to his sweet spot. Blow by defensively, allowing Stuckey to get to the cup. And then more Matador defense. Will Bynum getting to the cup, drawing the contact. You got to stay in front of your man.
Well, and that's why steals are sometimes one of the most overrated defensive statistics in the NBA. Because if you compromise your team's defense by going for unnecessary steals, you're going to get some. But then you're allowing dribble penetration, which is what's happened here today. Not just to Chalmers. The Heat guards in general have been broken down repeatedly.
Wade draws yet another foul. McDyess picks up his 3rd. Wade to the line. Wade from the line this year at 76%. As Haslam set to check back in. He's taken 646 free throws this year. He gets to the line.
And I like how when they move Wade around on pick and rolls, instead of just going to straight pick and rolls, you know, they're throwing it, they're bringing him off 2 screens, getting him on the run where he can get ahead of steam to the basket. That's very difficult to guard. And if you're Miami, think about it. You're out shooting Detroit. You're out shooting them from 3. You've gotten to the free throw line more, and you have less turnovers. How the heck are you down? You're down because you're missing free throws and you're getting absolutely worked over on the backboard.
Plus 14 right now. That includes 11-1 on the offensive glass. And as you see the numbers there, we're midway through the 4th. It's a 3-point game. Bynum to McDyess. McDyess hits the jumper. I saw a stat the other day on McDyess. He shoots 64% from the field in the 4th quarter.
That's open looks. That's a simple pick and roll. You have to either help or get back to your man. But Antonio McDyess is too good of a shooter to live with that.
Haslam flips it up. Nice play from Haslam. And he's in double figures.
And that's the hard thing when you're defending a high pick and roll. When you trap, it's very hard to cover everybody else when you're trapping in the middle of the floor.
Stuckey has weight on him. Stuckey inside Maxiel. And he's fouled by Chalmers. That's going to be 5 fouls on Mario Chalmers. And Jason Maxiel, who's been a real force down low, will go to the line.
That's a good read by Stuckey. Adjustment made by Eric Spoelstra telling you down at Haslam to stay on the body of McDyess. Stuckey realizing help wasn't going to be there, turns the corner and delivers the ball to Maxiel.
Maxiel, though, a poor free throw shooter, just 53%. Maxiel, an undersized power forward that plays so hard. And knocks that one down.
It's really about making adjustments in the game down the stretch. So Haslam does not show, does not help. Help comes from the baseline. Good job of turning the corner, delivering the basketball. Maxiel now has to go to the line and knock down the free.
But if you're Chalmers in that situation, you have to be inside of Maxiel and make the ball go to Will Bynum in the corner and then close out short to Bynum. And this is why it's hard coaching, you know, younger players. It's not just individual defense, it's also the team responsibility.
Wade puts it in. Wade now with 35, and it's back to 2.
You know, it's a joke how good this guy is. And that's a tough shot right there. Fading off 1 foot.
His mid-range game is so improved. His three-point shooting improved. Bynum put it in, and a foul. Little Bynum not afraid to take it to the basket. Only his 2nd field goal, but it puts Detroit back up 4.
Well, the initial pick and roll was guarded well, but then Chalmers, as they're trying to go under, decides to go over. And to me, Jermaine O'Neal's got to be over there, and that's a shot block. You got to make him finish over you because Will Bynum's game is free throws.
It's actually up to 5 now, 89-84. Detroit in front, just over 4.5 remaining. O'Neal inside against Maxiel, blocked by Maxiel. Threw it right back at him. What a defensive play from the undersized Maxiel. Prince won't go. Moon rips down the rebound. Well, Jason Maxiel having a huge impact here in the fourth quarter. Wade jump shot. McDyess another rebound, but he stepped out of bounds. They list Maxiel at 6'7". I don't know if he's that tall.
When you play with energy and passion, you're going to find yourself in the ball game when it matters most. Maxiel has given quality minutes all afternoon long and taken the Miami Bigs out of this ball game.
And Jermaine O'Neal, pre-knee injuries, he's going up and over Maxiel there. He just doesn't have the same lift after battling these knee injuries for as long as he has.
Prince is on Wade. Moon for three. It's good. Moon with his third three-pointer. He's hit some big shots, and it's back to 2 again.
Now, if I'm the Miami Heat defensively, I'm going to show on the pick and roll. Bynum and Stuckey are too good at turning the corner. You have to be able to show and get back to the body of McDyess.
The Heat now 5 of 11 from downtown. Keep clawing back in. Prince misses that one, and Chalmers the rebound.
In that situation, Detroit has been killing them in pick and rolls. Why go away from it and post up Tayshaun Prince?
Way short. O'Neal trying to save it and throws it off McDyess, but no. O'Neal was out of bounds. And the Pistons will get it back up 2 with 3.5 remaining. Walter Herman almost went back into the game, and Michael Curry gave him a forearm.
Oh, he said, "Are you kidding me?" You're in the right spot. I got you where I want you.
Wade with the steal. And Wade down the other end ties the game with 3:14 remaining.
To me, if I was Michael Curry, I would be thinking hard about Aaron Aflalo versus Will Bynum right now. Getting another shooter, getting a bigger defender on the floor.
And he's played very well this afternoon.
Prince trying to find an opening. Shot clock winding down. Prince to the basket. Bank shot won't go. Haslam the rebound. Here comes Chalmers. Under 3 remaining. Chalmers to O'Neal. Blocked again. Maxiel out to Wade. Jumper won't go, and McDyess the rebound. Jason Maxiel with another highlight rejection. And Detroit will call timeout. Off the bench, Maxiel, a force here in the fourth quarter at the Palace. Offensive rebounds and block shots. Second time he throws it back at Jermaine O'Neal.
And how about Dwayne Wade? Mama, there goes that man on the defensive end, off to the races. We got ourselves a good one.
2:34 remaining. Fourth quarter at the Palace. Pistons and Heat all tied up. Here in the fourth quarter at the Palace, 2.5 minutes remaining. Dwayne Wade and the Heat have not led the entire game. They finally come back and tie it. Wade has been just terrific once again, starting to come on in the fourth as well.
Well, you just see so many good plays there. The great balance on the jump shot, moving without the ball, with the catch and the lay-in, and then defensively playing to the outside, timing a steal up for a transition basket. I mean, he's playing so well and so consistently well that you almost take like these 37 points like, yeah, he had a good game. This is unbelievable basketball that he's playing.
And again, since the All-Star break, it's been even higher the level, night after night. Shot clock down to 8. Stuckey on the drive. Stuckey to the basket. Blocked from behind by Wade. And Wade with his second block to go along with a couple of steals. Shot clock at 4.
4 seconds on the shot.
The Pistons is an easier pick and roll to defend with Maxiel setting it as opposed to McDyess.
No question.
Prince looking. Good ball denial, and they have to use a timeout. Excellent defense from Miami.
20-second timeout, Detroit.
And Michael Curry's going to call a 20-second timeout. We'll take a quick break. The Pistons have 4 to shoot when we return in this tie game.
You want to close out ball games, this is how you do it. Fighting over the screen, you get the help, but that's a luxury. You get back into play. Dwayne Wade does that. Block shot on Stuckey. Outstanding job of sticking with your man.
Blocking 1.4 per game. Has terrific numbers for a guard in addition to everything else he does. So right now Detroit, 4 left on the 24.
And the ability to get something good off late shot clock out of bounds plays.
Dice misses, ball loose, picked up by Chalmers. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining. The Heat have hung tough, scrapped and fought to get back in the game. Every time it looked like Detroit was going to pull away, they came fighting back. Stuckey's on Wade. Shot clock at 7. Wade pulls back, puts it up, and he's fouled by Stuckey. He'll go back to the line. Miami with a chance to take their first lead of the afternoon. This will be free throws 13 and 14 for Wade.
The guy puts so much pressure on your defense because of his ability to shoot the jumper, put the ball on the floor and finish. Contact underneath on Stuckey. But Dwayne Wade, the good thing about him, he gets to the line also offensively.
And I think individually, Stuckey's done a good job on Wade. And one thing you need to do is resist the temptation to over-contest guys like Wade. There's only so much you can do. You just don't want to put him on the line.
And you see he's just got this knack for drawing contact. Get it down by the feet level to draw it. And knocks down the free throw. Miami with their first lead of the afternoon. Detroit up by as many as 11 in the first half, by 9 in the second.
And I like Aflalo being in the game for Will Bynum. I think a good substitution.
Stuckey. Aflalo back up top. Stuckey on the drive. Gets inside. Boy, lots of contact. And there's the whistle, and Stuckey will go to the free throw line. The growth of Rodney Stuckey, so important for the Pistons this year. Stuckey talking before the game said, hey, it's been a tough year. This team used to winning 50 plus. This year they won't get to 50. They're trying to get better. We're going out some key guys this afternoon. Clutch free throw there.
And in a league where a lot of teams are trying to find their point guard of the future, Joe Dumars and the Pistons have found theirs. There's no question about the point guard position for this team for a long time to come.
Stuckey, 2 clutch free throws to tie the game. Minute and a half remaining. All even at 91. Chalmers, who last year, of course, at this time, getting ready to hit a pretty big basket in March Madness. Wade looking for an opening. Up top to Moon. Moon. O'Neal, shot clock at 2. O'Neal has to put it up. Puts it in as the shot clock expires. Miami back up by 2, and that quieted the crowd.
That's offense by accident right there.
That's his first shot attempt of the fourth quarter. Prince backing down Moon. He's had so much success and does it again to tie it. Under a minute remaining. 93-93. Crowd trying to urge on the Piston defense. Aflalo gets right up on Wade. Nearly takes it away. Gets it to Haslam. Haslam jumper. O'Neal with the follow. Jermaine O'Neal back-to-back buckets. A rare offensive rebound for Miami. Prince will try it again. Goes right at Moon, posting him up, kicks it out. Aflalo blocked. Wade. Crowd wanted a foul. Aflalo wanted a foul. As Wade with his 3rd rejection. And a timeout call by Detroit. Was there contact? Let's take a look. From that angle, looks like a good block.
That's a great play. A good idea to double team the post. A great block by Wade.
He does go into him after the rejection.
That's not a foul.
Pistons ball, 9 on the shot clock when we come back. It's turned into a terrific game this afternoon here at the Palace. 20.5 seconds remaining. Pistons now down 2. They have the ball in their front court with 9 to shoot. We've seen some terrific individual plays. And Jermaine O'Neal coming up big. He's been quiet in the 4th. And that one that looked like that was above the cylinder and should have been negated.
And a good read here by Jermaine O'Neal. Time dwindling down. Gets up the baby jump shot before the 24-second violation occurred.
O'Neal, his first buckets of the fourth quarter.
And that basket interference call is such a difficult call because you have a bad angle. I don't care where you're at. There's no good angle right there.
All right, now the Pistons 9 to shoot to try and tie this up. What do they do?
Well, I'm going to put Rodney Stuckey and McDyess into a pick and roll. I don't think there's any question about that. And I'm not going to have Walter Herman on the floor. And that's no knock on him. I'm going to have Maxiell on the floor because my greatest chance to win, or my greatest strength in this game, has been offensive rebounding.
Detroit led for 3.5 quarters. Miami finally took the lead, right now up by 2. And again, 9 left on the 24. Prince, McDyess, Stuckey, Herman, and Aflalo out there for the Pistons. Normally this would be Rip Hamilton time. He's in street clothes. Stuckey fake. Stuckey kicks it out. Herman for 3. Bang! Walter Herman gives the Pistons the lead with 13 seconds remaining.
How wrong was I? That's why Michael Curry's coaching and I'm sitting over here. But I've seen Herman be on the floor and miss so many of those this year. You got to give credit to Michael Curry to have the courage to continue to put this guy on the floor. Big time shot by Walter Herman.
Only their second three-pointer. Stuckey's penetration and then kicking it out.
And right there, that shows O'Neal. Wade had Stuckey locked up. He didn't need help. O'Neal's defensive mindset is to come to the basket. He was guarding Herman. He got sucked in.
Herman only averages 3.5 points per game. On Friday night in their victory, he had 14 points in the fourth quarter when they pulled away from the Clippers. He comes right back with what a clutch shot to give the Pistons the 1-point lead.
But what I love about it is not whether he's making or missing, it's whether he's afraid to take the shot or not. And Herman certainly isn't. Michael Curry's trust in the young player certainly rewarded.
All right, so now it's Miami's turn. The Heat still have a couple of 20-second timeouts remaining, but they're down by 1 with 13 seconds. Jeff, on this type of situation, do you try and score right away, or do you take a chance of going down for the final shot? And if you don't get the offensive rebound, you don't get a second opportunity.
No, I'm going to get the ball to Wade, and I am going to not have a pick and roll involved. I'm getting him the ISO up top. I'm going to put in another shooter to spread the floor, much like Detroit did, and let him go to work.
All right, Mark, in terms of defense, Wade's been drawing fouls all game. This is a tough spot to be in defensively.
Well, not really for me. If I'm coaching the Detroit Pistons, I understand what you're trying to do, but I am double-teaming Dwayne Wade and forcing somebody else to beat.
And I think Michael Curry will put Prince on Wade, but he's not. He's going with Aflalo, which is interesting.
The Pistons do not have a foul to give. Chalmers, O'Neal, Haslam, and Moon are out there, but we know who Miami wants to put the ball in the hands of. Wade comes off a couple of screens. They don't get it to him through the hands of O'Neal. Chalmers the drive. Chalmers the layup. No good. Rebound inside Haslam. It's good with 6.3 remaining. Haslam knocks it down. And the Miami Heat take the 1-point lead. Timeout Detroit. Boy, the Pistons defended it so well, and the ricochet went right to Haslam.
I mean, if you're Detroit, you force Moon to make a hard pass into O'Neal. He drops it, and just because of a bad bounce, I mean, Chalmers gets to the rim. Wow, that's 2 bad bounces.
How ironic is it that the Heat, who couldn't get an offensive rebound, they had one the entire game, get 2 big second shot opportunities in the final minute.
I'm not giving him a second shot on that. That should be a new stat. Luck.
Here's what I love, though. After all of that occurred, Dwayne Wade is the first one to high-five Udonis Haslam. He taps the young fella Chalmers on the head, and then he talks to the group and says, 1 stop. That's all we need is 1 stop. That's leadership.
So Detroit with 6.3 remaining. They are out of timeouts. Miami does not have a foul to give. What a Sunday afternoon it's been here at the Palace. Next Sunday will be at the Cube, Dallas and Cleveland, 1 Eastern time. Our GMC NBA countdown starts it off.
And very interesting, Eric Spoelstra took out O'Neal, who gave up the last 3 to downsize and match up with the Pistons.
Prince will inbound. 6.3 remaining. Stuckey has it. No foul to give. Stuckey to the basket. Blocked by Wade. And the rebound. And Haslem is fouled with 0.6 of a second remaining. Wade with another block, his 4th of the game. And 3rd in the 4th quarter. He does it all for the Miami Heat.
Well, and he defended Stuckey the last time they ran that play. They just got bailed out with a great 3-point shot.
Michael Curry just got hit with a technical foul,
and he's been
thrown out.
That is a terrible decision. You're only down 1 point.
And you're out of timeout, so you'd have to go the length of the court, which would make it tough, but still, there's still an opportunity.
Right,
Curry's been thrown out back-to-back technicals. So Haslem will first shoot from the line. Now, if Haslem, even if he knocked down both, it would be a 3-point game, so a 3-pointer could tie it.
Yeah, and my point on that is, if you want to get your say in, you only got to wait 0.6 of a second. And then do it, get your say in, even if it leads to a fine. But you don't want to take away your team's chance to win the game.
Well, Haslem hits the free throws. The Heat 4th quarter free throw shooting, excellent. And now Haslem will shoot on the personal fouls. Those were the technicals.
And I thought Wade defended it well, Mike. I didn't think there was any foul right there. I thought that was a great no call.
And that one will seal it. That makes it a 4-point game with 0.6 of a second remaining. Wade with 3 block shots in the 4th quarter. Another brilliant performance from Wade. Pistons do not have timeout. And the Miami Heat get the road victory. A come from behind win on the road for the 13th time this season. They win a game in which they trailed by double figures. Wade with 39 points. Haslem with a big bucket down the stretch and some clutch free throws. And Rodney Stuckey and the Pistons come up short. Here's that final play from Wade. Boy, there's a lot of contact there.
That's not a foul.
That's good defense.
I don't know.
Listen.
That right arm is riding him.
Yeah, you know what? That's NBA basketball.
All right.
That's NBA basketball. You're not getting that call, nor should you, late in the game.
And Wade, though, with the block shot, 39 points, 6 assists, and 4 blocks, and he's with Lisa.
Mike, you see us looking over at you guys. I was just telling Dwayne that those guys are arguing about what happened on that last play. Did you hit him or not?
No, I didn't feel like when he brought it to me, I grabbed the ball down low and then he shot it and I blocked it up top. But it was a tough call. It could have went either way, but I thought I had good defense.
Now the game changed. I mean, with 2 minutes to go, you guys were down almost the entire game. With 2 minutes to go, you're suddenly tied. What changed for you as far as your mindset?
Well, we had to fight, and I got very mad in one of the timeouts. Man, I'm not that kind of guy that get too mad, but I did, and it was all about fight. If we was gonna lose this game, we was gonna go out fighting. I thought that they was punking us on offensive rebounds, and our team responded.
All right, well, congratulations on pulling it out. Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you.
Mike, back to you guys.
His brilliant season continues. Let's watch the play. He may have been out of bounds after the block. Wade with the rejection. Wade catches it, and
he's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds.
That's what they missed. They didn't miss the call going to the basket.